Long ago, on the rocky island of Naxos, in the Aegean Sea, there stood a great and mysterious statue, the Sphinx of Naxos. This was no ordinary statue. It was carved from gleaming white marble, with the body of a lion and the head of a woman. Her stone eyes seemed to watch over the island, as if she knew secrets no mortal could understand. The people of Naxos believed the Sphinx held the power of prophecy, that she could whisper the future to those who knew how to listen. The story of the Sphinx began many centuries before, when the island was ruled by a powerful king named Ligdamus. He wanted Naxos to be famous, to be remembered forever. So he ordered the greatest sculptors to carve a sphinx, like the great Sphinx of Egypt, to stand guard over his island. But this sphinx was different. The people whispered that the gods themselves had blessed it, that Apollo, the god of prophecy, had given it a voice. For years, the Sphinx stood silent on its tall column, watching the people come and go. Then, one day, a young woman named Eleni came to the statue. She was no noblewoman, no priestess, just a farmer's daughter. But she had dreamed of the Sphinx for many nights, and in her dreams the stone lips moved, speaking words she could not understand. Eleni climbed the steps to the base of the Sphinx and knelt before it. The sun was setting, painting the sky in colors of gold and red. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Great Sphinx, if you can hear me, tell me what my future holds." At first there was only silence. Then, as the wind blew through the olive trees, a voice, soft as a breeze, spoke. "Child of Naxos, you seek answers, but the future is not a straight path. It twists like the vines of the grape. Listen, and I will tell you what I see." Eleni's heart pounded as the Sphinx spoke again. "A great storm will come to Naxos. The sea will rise, and the people will flee. But you will stand firm. You will lead them to safety, and they will call you their guide." Eleni did not know what to think. She was just a farmer's daughter. How could she lead anyone? But she thanked the Sphinx and returned home, troubled by the words. Weeks passed, and life went on as usual. Then one evening, the sky grew dark too quickly. The wind howled, and the sea roared like an angry beast. The storm the Sphinx had spoken of had arrived. Waves crashed against the shore, flooding the fields. The people of Naxos ran in fear, not knowing where to go. But Eleni remembered the Sphinx's words. She climbed onto a rock and shouted, "Follow me! I know where to go!" She led the people inland, to a hidden cave in the hills, one she had played in as a child. The storm raged for 3 days, but inside the cave, the people were safe. When the storm passed, the people of Naxos praised Eleni. They called her the Oracle of the Storm, for she had saved them just as the Sphinx had foretold. The high priest of Apollo heard of this and came to see her. "The Sphinx has chosen you," he said. "It has given you the gift of foresight. You must serve as its voice." From that day on, Eleni sat beside the Sphinx, listening to its whispers. People came from all over Greece to ask her questions. She would close her eyes, and the Sphinx's voice would speak through her. Some asked about love, others about war or harvests. Eleni gave them the Sphinx's answers, though often the words were mysterious, like riddles waiting to be solved. One day, a warrior from Athens arrived. He was tall and proud, with a scar across his cheek. "Oracle," he said, "I go to fight in a great war. Will I return victorious?" Eleni listened to the Sphinx's voice and then spoke. "The eagle flies high, but the arrow waits unseen. Victory is yours, but not in the way you think." The warrior frowned. "What does that mean?" Eleni shook her head. "The Sphinx does not explain. Its words are for you to understand in time." The warrior left, unsatisfied. Months later, news came to Naxos. The Athenians had won the war, but the warrior had not fought. On the eve of battle he had been struck by a stray arrow, and could not join the fight. Yet because of his injury, he was sent home, alive, while many of his comrades perished. He realized then what the Sphinx had meant. Victory was not in glory, but in survival. Years passed and Eleni grew old. The Sphinx still stood, its marble worn by wind and rain. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Eleni returned to the statue for the last time. "Great Sphinx," she whispered, "what awaits me now?" The voice came, softer than ever. "Your journey ends where it began. The stone remembers, and so will the people." The next morning, Eleni did not wake. The people buried her near the Sphinx, and though her body was gone, her legend lived on. To this day, travelers say that if you stand very still beside the Sphinx of Naxos as the sun sets, you might hear a whisper, a voice carrying secrets from the ancient world. Some believe it is Eleni, still speaking the Sphinx words. Others say it is the wind. But those who listen closely know, the Sphinx never truly falls silent. Its riddles wait, like stone, for those who dare to seek them. And so the legend endures, carved not just in marble, but in the hearts of those who believe in the mysteries of the past. The Sphinx of Naxos remains, a guardian of oracles, a keeper of secrets, watching over time itself.